See, I love that. You care about your clients. You know, you're doing what's best for them and where they're going to be most successful. And I know how you had mentioned earlier, you know, if you have a client who maybe is really focused on a particular system, but maybe isn't quite what that system is looking for, you would direct them to a system that is a better fit.
Oh, well, sure. And, you know, here's the thing. I don't tell a girl specifically what you should do, because every girl has a different dream. Well, if a girl comes to me, and let's say, and I had this happen not too long ago, she's big into her platform, she probably has about 10 pounds to lose. You know, she has a good figure, but she has about 10 pounds to lose. You know, she's a pretty girl, she's relatively new to pageants, and she comes to me and tells me that she wants to do Miss USA.
Yes.
I don't tell her that she can't do Miss USA. I tell her, okay, well, this is what you're going to spend in clothing. This is how many times you're going to have to hit the gym. This is the trainer you're going to need to get. This is how you're going to have to eat. And this is what your entry fee is going to be. Before you do Miss USA, you need to understand all of that. If she says, okay, this is what I want to do, I'm willing to spend it, I'm willing to work, I'm willing to diet, I'm willing to work out, I'm willing to do whatever, you know, if you need hair extensions, I don't want to hear it. You got to get it. You know, right. So if you're willing to do that, then we'll press forward with her dream. If I get the, oh, well, Kyle, I'm not sure about that, I'm going to go fine, then let's talk about your other options. But at the end of the day, it's the girl's decision. And my job, this is my big expression, and feel free to use it, is that the young lady or gentleman that's competing drives the truck. I am in the passenger seat navigating it.
I love that.
I firmly believe it. I do not drive the truck, because at the end of the day, I'm not writing the checks. I'm not the one on stage, and I'm not the one that have to live with it when it's over. I'm responsible for direction and making sure that we use premium gasoline in the car when it's time to go.
I love that. And yes, if it's okay with you, I will use that.
Please.
So do you feel like anyone can win a pageant as long as the desire is there? And like you said earlier, they work hard, the dedication, determination. Do you think anyone can win?
Sure. Actually, if you haven't picked it up,
I love it. Let's see that, yes.
Pick it up. It's Producing Winners, Your Pathway to the Crown. The first thing that I talk about, and the reason why I do this is the first thing that I talk about, my big quote, anybody can win anything. Are you willing to do what it takes to win it?
Right.
Bottom line, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how skinny you are. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how short you are. Anybody can win anything. You know, I've seen girls that I've worked with that have entered a pageant and have won it and sat there shocked like, oh my gosh, she won.
Right.
I have gone to a pageant where I knew my girl was clearly going to win, and it didn't happen. I had 4 girls competing in one pageant. I had 2 girls that were very experienced, very seasoned, and had won everything. I had in that same pageant, I had 2 other girls that were brand spanking new. When they announced that top 10, my 2 new girls made it, and my 2 very seasoned girls did not. I sat there shocked, and I had the first and second runner-up in that pageant. Absolutely shocked.
Why does that happen? I know we've all been to pageants, and sometimes we leave and we're like, what? What just happened? Why do you think that is?
Right. Well, first of all, again, living in the day of the ballot, strange things happen. I always say, and again, this is just my personal thing, more second runner-ups have won pageants than a little bit, and let me explain to you what I mean. Let's say that you have 2 girls that are clearly the best. And then you have another girl that's really good, but not quite as good as the 2 girls on top. At the very end, all these girls make the 5. So, you know, you have a judges panel. Half of the judges panel likes one girl, so they ballot her high and then ballot the other girl down. And then the other side of the judges like the girl that was, you know, the other girl and ballot the first girl down. And then you got this one girl who's like 3rd on the ballot all the way through. So because the 2 girls split, the one girl comes up the middle. And I give an example of that in my book. I had that happen to one of my girls. And I thought, and I hate to say this, I rarely call a pageant rigged. That's not in my vernacular to do that. But this girl at this particular pageant won swimsuit and talent. and got first runner-up in this pageant. And I could not believe it. And the director was a very good friend of mine. And I said, you know something, I never thought I would see the day when you would do something not right. And to salvage our relationship, they showed me the ballot sheets. And that's exactly what happened. The judges split, and this girl who was second runner-up on every judge's ballot came up the middle. I put that example in my book so people can understand that. So when you're watching something like Miss USA, you know, which have been a ballot system forever, when you get a girl that, you know, that you go, well, yeah, she was good, but I thought this girl was better, in many cases, that's what happened.
Oh, so good to know. So good for people to be aware of that.
Yes.
You know, you leave and you're scratching your head going, what? What happened? So, yeah. And many people...
The question that I always ask myself is, you know, I'll give you a prime example. You know, look at Miss USA this year. The new Miss USA is beautiful. But, you know, there are some people that were saying that Utah had it until she screwed up the question. I thought she was beautiful. Connecticut's beautiful. You know, I don't have a problem with her winning. You know, some people really like Illinois. A lot of people like Alabama. But, you know, when I watched, I was like, oh, Connecticut. Okay. You know. And then I thought to myself, was she good enough to win? She was good enough. You know, was she my first choice? That could be debated. But it's not like that she wasn't good enough. And so when you have judges that split, you know, a lot of people thought that Utah was the front runner. I would have to agree with that. But when she screwed up the final question, and by the way, let's talk about that final question before I get off there.
Yes.
You know, she was the front runner, supposedly. So what happens is that, okay, she has now not hit the mark. So now the judges are trying to find, okay, now who do I pick? Because obviously you can't crown her with the way that she answered that question. And so now everybody was on a different page, and the one girl who was just consistently good may not have been first on everyone's ballot wins the pageant. And that would have been Connecticut. I liked her. Pretty girl, nice body, nice gown, decent modeling. You know, she may not have been the front runner, but she was good.
Right. I can totally see that. And, you know, I'm with you.